What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, What's Up, G, back with another banger. On this episode, we got 50 Cent and Ja Rule still going through it after 20 years. I think they started beefing in what, like '06? Yeah, it's like 20 years, bro. They still going through it. Now, 50 threw some shots at Ja over the Irv Gotti passing. I'ma say RIP Irv. I never really lived through his glory and all that stuff, but I look back. Murder Inc. was a big thing. Ja Rule feels some type of way because after he passed, 50 says some things that maybe you would think wasn't cool. We're going to get into that right here. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this one. Come on.
Stop by the Breakfast Club. What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and in classic 50 Cent Ja Rule fashion, of course, this beef never ends. And Ja Rule recently stopped by the Breakfast Club and got asked about 50 Cent's clowning of Irv Gotti's death. And if you guys don't remember, Irv Gotti passed away on February 5th of this year, and 50 Cent immediately went to Instagram, as he usually does, and decided to clown Irv Gotti for passing away. He said in the caption, "I'm smoking on that Gotti pack. Nah, God bless him, LOL," with an RIP sign and him smoking some hookah. And of course, this got a lot of backlash.
How you going to say I'm smoking on that Gotti pack, then in the same sentence be like, nah, God bless him, you know? You know what I'm saying? He just, what are you, 50 don't stop, man. Just stop.
From a lot of different people, but for the people that know the story, the behind the scenes of what actually happened with Irv Gotti, Ja Rule, Murder Inc., 50 Cent, you would know that 50 hates these guys for life for a reason, because they allegedly had a role in 50 Cent getting shot 9 times. I actually go over this in my 50 Cent versus Ja Rule documentary, Who Really Won. Check it out. It goes into full detail and all that. I'm not going to go over every single thing here on this news clip, but Ja Rule got asked about this during his interview with The Breakfast Club, and he said he was heated. He wanted to do crazy things to 50, and he was about to go nuclear. And then he even talks about talking to Supreme. And if you guys don't know who Supreme is, he was one of the biggest drug dealers out of Queens, New York. He was tied closely to Murder Inc., Ja Rule, and Irv Gotti. And 50 had issues with Supreme as well. And that's who the main person is accused of, ordering the hit on 50 to get him killed.
But in a way, you do have to understand why Fifth feels the way he feels, though, right? When you think about everything that y'all been through.
I really don't.
Really?
Yeah.
The fighting, the shooting, the stabbing.
What shooting? We ain't got nothing to do with that.
Oh, well, never mind.
I know people like to
say
say it.
Yeah.
But that ain't got nothing to do with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know the reality of it all. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't got nothing to do with us.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's good for, people to play that when they want to play that, and then play victim when they want to play victim. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I leave it all alone. I'll get DMs and shit from, other enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You be responding to that because you probably don't get down with that, right? Like,
No, but it'd be like people y'all know very well. They hit me in the DMs and be like, "Yeah, you see this fucking nigga."
Hold on, so y'all, it's so crazy because we say that all the time. When Ja Rule was going through his situation, Ja got jumped. That's why I don't really like to compare the Drake,
This is true.
Kendrick thing. Like, you got jumped. So all of those relationships you never made amends with?
Yeah, me and Game is cool.
It was Buster for a moment,
cool.
yeah.
Eminem
for a moment.
Me and X is cross. We cool. But the rest, nah, they all on that side. Of
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't pump with them niggas like that.
Despite 50 Cent getting backlash,
I could be, honestly, Ja Rule, he sounded halfway solid. Like, he ain't really want to speak on too much. He ain't want to do the antics. He was basically saying, if it's that, let's do it in the streets. But at the same time, it's like, from what I know of Ja Rule, it was actually Preem who was doing all these things. It was Preem who was the muscle, and Irv Gotti and Ja Rule was just associated, so they felt like they was muscle and doing things like that. Once 50 got Preem out the way, he knew it was open season on them guys, because 50 was the type, from what I understand, to go head to head with Preem, and they were the type dudes that would be behind a gangster dude like Preem. So, being the type animal that 50 is, he gonna see that as food. Oh, I had to go through it with your big homie. I got your big homie out the way, or your big homie's now out the way, and now y'all want me not to go at y'all? No, I'm about to destroy this whole situation. That's how 50 look at it. You get what I'm saying? Now, we alluded to, or the main man who's doing the narrating, shout out to him. Make sure you follow his page, subscribe to him. This is some dope content. He basically said that Ja Rule and Preem were connected and locked at the hip early in their career. And then he went on to say that Preem was maybe the main suspect in getting 50 Cent shot. Okay, now we got the interview with Ja Rule saying he just got done talking to Preem. And Preem basically said, we a different type guy. We masters of self-defense and all this other stuff. So when I look at it personally, I don't mind how 50 acts. Not towards these guys. Y'all guys tried to not only... Y'all could have kept it rap with him. Yeah, he was coming for your spot job, but you could have kept it rap. You tried to get it... Y'all tried to get rid of him. In the worst way. No, he don't gotta... I mean, he could forgive you, but he don't gotta lift his foot off your neck for the rest of your life. Why would he ever let you get the enjoyment or excitement to ever have the light on you for the rest of your life? No, I'm gonna dim your light for the rest of your life. You don't deserve it. You tried to unalive me. So no, maybe he doesn't go as far as trying to unalive the other two. One's in jail, Preem, Irv Gotti, he's now passed away, and Ja's outside still. But you can't blame 50 for saying you'll never shine again in life. Like, your punishment in life is going to be worse than death. You got to watch your biggest enemy and the person you hate the most have everything that you wish you had in life. I think that's worse than anything. And if you tried to unalive me, I don't mind being the judge, jury, and executioner of that thought. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not never lifting my foot off your throat. Now, I do respect actually how Ja Rule handled the situation over 50 right there. Because Ja basically saying like, man, we ain't going to go back and forth. I ain't do nothing to this bull. And if he think I did do something, let's keep it in the streets. I can respect that. I can respect that heavy. I ain't moving. That was actually the most solid thing I've heard from Ja Rule since the Fire Festival.
I think a lot of people need to understand that if somebody wants you dead, you survive and you out-succeed them and you outlive them. Because ironically, Irv Gotti died a day after Get Rich or Die Trying came out, which is like insane. That's like something that you can't write a better script about when it comes to getting revenge towards your enemies. And Irv Gotti at one point was laughing at 50 getting shot. And at one point, even on Vlad TV, said that 50 Cent was the devil. So, 50, I understand where he's coming from with this. It makes total sense from his perspective. From us looking out and not really understanding, some people have no idea about the backstory. They think it's just rap beef when it's not. This is one of the few beefs in hip hop that actually got physical, that people actually died, people got shot, stabbed, whatever. And those type of beefs usually never end up getting mended. 50 mended relationships with Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Nas, because they never got really serious. Notice how he's never mended relationships when it comes to Ja Rule and the game. Both those beefs have had some type of murders associated with it. Now, this is all allegedly. I'm just saying, hey, Ja Rule denies that, he had anything to do with the shooting. And, of course he's going to say that, it makes total sense. Why would he say he has something to do with it? And the crazy thing is, imagine if 50 outlives Ja Rule. What would 50 say about Ja Rule if he ends up passing away before 50? It's really about who's going to outlive who, and whoever's going to have the last laugh in this situation, because this beef is never going to get mended. It just is what it is. And Ja Rule doesn't like to entertain the clown stuff, and he doesn't like to get asked about 50. And 50 likes to troll the situation because he knows, that they can't do anything about, their situation, that they fell off, and 50's still on top. At least that's how 50 views it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Shout out, bro. I got to start reacting to his channel. I got to hit him up, see what he on, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I like the way he just did that. But yeah, man, that's how it went. And you can't knock 50 for not rocking with you. No, bro, you tried to unalive me. And then at the same time, I kind of see it from Ja's standpoint. He was a budding artist at the time, and he was going to take over his side. And 50 was known in the streets for being, if I'm not mistaken, he was a Golden Glove boxer. Not only that, he was known for a lot of other active stuff. So him going at you, I think they didn't look at him as just a rapper. They was like, yo, this boy 50 could be dangerous and he could mess up everything we're doing. Let's just get rid of him right now. Which is a button I could see being pressed in every neighborhood around the city. I mean, around every hood in America, I could see that button being pressed. If I got a budding superstar, right, and you sign to the streets, you sign to like some type of drug dealer in your neighborhood, like most of these young artists are, right? Follow me. And then you got somebody else coming up and they could mess up everything you got going on. Most of the drug dealers, the main man, he gonna say he gonna press that button. I get it. But in the case that he doesn't die, right? Because if it was just a regular rapper, you wasn't a kind of scared of, you would have just smacked him like a rapper. You get what I'm saying? And made some diss tracks. He a rapper. Smacked him. But you knew that Boo Boo, he wasn't just a rapper. It could go left. So you press the button immediately. Boop. Only thing was he didn't die. He comes back and links up with Eminem, the biggest thing on earth at the time. And he ascends. He goes straight up. If he was at rock bottom laying in that hospital bed, he went straight to the top right after that. He went rock bottom straight to the top. And you can't ask somebody to then forgive your actions. Because he might have been going at Ja, but he ain't pushed that type of button on Ja. 50 might have still been in rap mode with him. You get what I'm saying? And it's documented that Preem told him to back down, and 50 was like, I ain't backing down. That's your little homie. I ain't your little homie. That was the energy that I got. That's how I perceived the story. And I can respect that. It be dudes from my hood that wanted me to back down my whole life. I'm my own man. I ain't backing down. I ain't saying I'm the toughest in the world, but no, I don't gotta not be great just because you don't want me to be. No, y'all be great over here. And if we end up in the same space in music, figure it out in music. But in the case that you then try to unalive me, everything is on the table. And Ja Rule, you can't act like the victim after that. And you can't say that he the victim because he been the aggressor since he got on the TV. So that's just how that play out. I see both sides of it, and I can see how everybody pushed their buttons. I get it. All right, so it's your boy, What's Up, G? If you like this, let me know. Are you Team 50, Team Ja? I ain't gonna hold you. Ja Rule's catalog is lit. His catalog is lit, and it's crazy because after 50 got rid of him for clowning his catalog, he actually did a lot of the same stuff that Ja did to become famous. He started like singing on the hooks and stuff like that. So I love both of their music, but I would say just as like a man and how you move and stuff, I relate more than 50 Cent. You get what I'm saying? Because, ain't nobody like me in my hood. Everybody was a hater. You get what I'm saying? But they couldn't do nothing with me, so I rock with that. All right. It's your boy, What's Up, G? If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, I love y'all. Let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know what y'all think about this ongoing saga. Yo, this is like Dragon Ball Z, bro. It's like Dragon Ball Z. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be a next episode. We hope it don't never end. We kind of wanted to end, but it's like, man, it's so good, man. It's like Dragon Ball Z, man. All right. Ain't nobody told you they love y'all. I love y'all. I'm out, y'all.